Welcome back to the channel. I think I will address a new topic today regarding borderline, and that is this criteria, this lack of identity that is present as one of the more significant criteria for borderline. In my case, when I first read about borderline, this was one of those things I felt, nah, this ain't me. I couldn't really relate. But then I started to realize a little bit more what this was about. And in my case, it's probably a bit more philosophical than something feeling inside of me, some feeling. It's probably my lack of identity is probably related to me being very good at socializing with very different kinds of people. I am, in other words, somewhat of a chameleon in everything social. Sure, I prefer some people, but who am I in regards of identity? Now, long before I ever got this diagnosis, I've always wondered about this in my everyday life. I've always noticed that I'm having groups of friends that are very different from each other, and that I could adapt to these different kinds of friends, while many other friends, they had one group of friends and that was it. Sure, they could have plenty of friends that I didn't socialize with, but they were all quite similar, their friends. And this was never the case for me. I had friends that have friends that are, some are very easygoing, party people that likes to do social things. Like, for instance, my girlfriend, my previous girlfriend, with her, everything was very much about socializing. Her friends are extroverted. It's about family things, parties, people always present there. It's a very social life, and she and I always laughed about me being so different. I obviously being a lot more introverted, needing my own space very much. But all over my entire life, I've noticed this. I've also had friends that were quote unquote more similar to me, and the way I regarded myself being an introverted nerd of some sort, I've also had friends that were like that. But on the other hand, I've always been able to very easily shift between friends, between groups of people. Here's my cat. Hello. Let's go this way. Let's go this way instead. And yeah, that's just the way it has been. I had some friends I hanged around with watching movies, and I had some friends we discussed and played computer games, and then I had some friends that We drank beers and went out partying, went out on nightclubs and stuff like that. And I could always quite easily find something pleasant to do with each of those. Now, I don't say that this is borderline, but I've also noticed for sure that friends of mine in general are not like this. Most friends are a lot more consistent with whom they hang around with. And I think most of them regard me probably as similar to themselves. So, with learning about my diagnosis, I realized that okay, maybe these things are connected. Maybe the reason I've been able to socialize with people from all kinds of settings, a skill in my book, that's what I saw of it, or just me being a very broad person in what I liked compared to many of my friends. This is probably due to the fact that I don't really have a very strong and solid sense of self. I probably don't. Not when I think about it. Not in practice. I regard myself as this more introverted nerd, but wow, I've done so much that an introverted nerd would never do. Hello. Yes, hello. Hello. And this is something I think I will get back to in later videos. I'm pretty sure I've only scratched the surface on this identity, this sense of self thing. Because I've always been very, very confident in my opinions, very secure about these things. And when I heard about this lack of feeling self, I thought, well, that's not me. I know myself. But maybe I misunderstood. Or maybe this criteria, which is the least explored of those, for me, myself at least, is a lot more complicated than even the experts say. I don't know. I will get back to it. And I find it fascinating that a trait that I've had all my life, being a social chameleon, could actually be related to me being borderline. Maybe, at least. I don't know. I will give it some more thought. Okay, thank you for listening.